Welcome to the first edition of Live Life Forward. We're changemakers who are elevating the issues, serving our communities, inspiring hope, and taking action. We're a movement transforming our tomorrow with small, socially conscious choices and acts that, when multiplied by millions, can change the world for good. Hi, I'm Adrian Paul. This is Live Life Forward. First up, All States They Say project inspires today's youth to set straight the negative stereotypes about them. The mission to change what they, the older generation, say by promoting all the amazing things the younger generation is doing. Time now for All States They Say project. Meet Destiny.
They say that you can't be who you are or do what you want because you're such a small person.
But I say that we are compassionate teens who care about giving back. Care about giving back.
I'm Destiny Watson. I'm a senior in high school, and I founded my own youth organization called You Matter Too, and we're all about empowering and inspiring other youth to be world changers as well as volunteer.
I'm here with my group You Matter Too, and we're planning for our We Scare Hunger Trail to raise awareness for hunger and poverty.
Every community needs something that can be improved on, and so we're just trying to do our best to improve our communities and make everyone feel home. Any impact or change that I can make is still some type of change. If you find kids who are motivated and inspired about the same things that you are, you have a group and you want to do something good, it's very easy to say, hey, you want to come volunteer with me? And you go volunteer, and it just starts a chain reaction. No matter what age you are, anybody can do something to change the world. So you don't have to be a certain size or a certain age or a certain gender. Anybody can do anything to make an impact.
How are you living your life? If you're taking an initiative and serving your community, Live Life Forward wants to hear from you. Log on to our website and let us know what you're doing to change the world.
Coming up, find out what schools are doing to educate, engage, and empower young people to lead with compassion. Ranked 5th in the nation by U.S. News and World Report, Seattle Children's Hospital Foundation and Research Institute provides services to families around the world, delivering superior patient care every day. Seattle Children's Hospital specializes in meeting the unique physical, emotional, and developmental needs of all children. Seattle Children's Hospital is pushing the boundaries of medical research to find cures for pediatric diseases and improve lives.
Recently, I attended an amazing worldwide celebration founded by child's rights advocate Craig Kielburger. Kids earned a ticket to this incredible event by taking local and global action through We Schools, a year-long educational program designed to empower young people to take action. I spoke with Craig along with Tom Wilson, chairman and CEO of Allstate, who co-sponsored the event. And the bottom line, with support, any child can make a difference.
I can! I can! I can!
You know, they say I'm too inexperienced. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I have really educated myself and I put in the work, so yes, I can. As a 17-year-old, you can do anything that you feel you can do. If you want to make a change, you can make a change.
I saw a need and I felt a passion to make a bigger change in a sector I saw needed so much help.
Well, I think when it comes to the youth, right, they have the heart. They don't have the opportunity sometimes. A lot of school programs, they've defunded community service work as the budgets got tight, and so this gives them the opportunity. What a lot of people mistake about youth is they actually have the capability to do it as well. If we just give them the opportunity, they have the capability, they have the heart.
This is where Allstate has been so amazing because we want every young American to become involved in service. So our dream, and this is what we're teaming up to do, is to put service learning in every school, just like reading, writing, arithmetic. So you actually learn through service and then celebrating and honoring them at We Day. Because you can't just flick a switch when they're 18 or 21 and want to make a difference. You got to nurture that for the youngest of ages. And here's the great part for all the viewers. This We School program we keep talking about, it's entirely free. We Day is entirely free. You know, Allstate sponsors this, so any parent who's watching this, any aunt or uncle or young person who says, I want to make a difference, all of these resources are free that they can start their journey as a young change maker.
I stand here today because I wanted to create change. Last year, I confided in the audience on the We Day stage a letter that I wrote to my future self. I told myself to connect with others and to try and see the world through their eyes.
I'm not just here for myself, I'm here to make the world a better place. We all have to contribute to this world that we live in. And once you realize that, it's truly an incredible feeling.
The number one reason why someone volunteers is because a person asked them to. And so with Allstate support, and this was your idea, dreamt it up, the idea of We Volunteer Now came together, and during National Volunteer Week, getting young people to go to their friends and to ask them, come join me. Let me tell you about a cause I care about. So often, it isn't cool to care. It's not cool to make a difference. So we want to break that down and show to young people that it's cool and it's possible. So when you grab a friend to join you, then you earn your way to We Day, and you can be part of this incredible celebration of service.
Good morning, We Day! We Day and We Schools, it's our way of making sure that every young person has the inspiration, the knowledge, and the support to create positive change in the world. Because we believe in you.
You see kids on that We Day event, some of whom are from the top private schools, but or kids from South Chicago. This incredible diversity across America, where it's the great equalizer that anyone can serve, and everyone should have that opportunity.
The way you motivate the kids, you just treat them like an adult. So rather than, here's what you must do, so this is cause inclusive. You can do any cause you want. You pick it, you go for it. One domestic, one international. And then the way you motivate adults, you just show them the kids. Let them hear the stories. Storytelling is so powerful. Let them hear these kids' stories, and they're hooked forever.
And their stories are amazing. Last week we were in Seattle. We had We Day there with 18,000 young people, incredible service. The week before that, Los Angeles. It's an army across America. We're talking about, thousands of schools. We're talking about, this incredible number of students, almost 1 million American youth who are engaged in service every year, making their country and their world a better place. Like, parents who are listening have to be incredibly proud of their youth. It's so important that every young person has that opportunity in their lives to live a life larger than themselves.
Well, when it comes to giving back and just volunteerism, I think it's an obligation of corporations to do it. I don't think it's a choice. I don't think it's about what you do, because in the end, people do business with you because of who you are, not what you sell. And it's who we are. And the reason I'm interested in youth is I just love kids. I've always loved kids, being around them. They're engaging, they got a lot of energy, and they make a difference. And so if you look at where could you spend your time, you want to spend the time with something you enjoy and something where they make the biggest difference.
Seeing in the eyes of these young people, at We Day and through this year-long We Schools program, that they know it's possible and they can be this change agent, and seeing them evolve into this incredibly passionate young leader. Like, for me, when you see that next 12-year-old, I remember myself. I was the kid with a speech impediment who was nervous, standing in front of my class to talk about a cause. And now we get to see 12-year-olds on the stage at We Day in front of 20,000 because they're so proud to have made a difference about a cause. That's why we do what we do.
And so what We Schools and We Day does is it gives people moments. And those moments live on forever for them. So 20, 30, 40 years later. And those moments, if you think if a moment can live for eternity, that means that every moment is an opportunity to shape eternity. And so we're giving these kids an opportunity to shape eternity. And like, what better thing could you do in the world?
We can indeed make a difference at any age. I've met lots of amazing kids across the country who aren't letting others hold them back. After all, what they say doesn't matter if you truly believe in the power of change. Time now for Allstate's They Say project. Let's meet Jade.
My name is Jade Grier, and they say that young people don't care about anything. But I say we're standing on the front lines to change the status quo.
Once I started writing about things that I was passionate about, it really just shaped me as a person, and I took flight.
I started my own blog, unconventionallyjade.com, in the hopes of showing youth that our voices and our opinions do matter.
It's the passion and the dedication you put into your work that's really going to make it count.
My family has always taught me the importance of giving back to others. But it wasn't until I joined the We organization that I found my own creative way of making a change in this world. You can host a basketball game for charity. You can start your own blog. You can sell lemonade and give it to a cause. Anything that you want, you can make that change. I think it's so important for young people to start giving back at an early age. And it's so easy. Find your passion, find a cause that you really care about, and put those together. This has brought me so many incredible opportunities, from speaking at We Day to a various number of schools, to even blogging for the Huffington Post and having thousands of people read my blogs every day. Now I really encourage you to get out there and start making that change.
It's made me realize that I'm not just here for myself. I'm here to make the world a better place. We all have to contribute to this world that we live in. And once you realize that, it's truly an incredible feeling.
Meet a young girl who's going through extreme obstacles, literally, just to get kids off their iPads. Her story, coming up.
You know, if I've learned one thing, it's that no obstacle is too tough when you want something bad enough. This next story is a perfect example. Mila Soto is a 9-year-old girl who's the youngest person ever to complete a grueling 24-hour obstacle race. 9 years old. Amazing. Meet Mila.
I don't want to play Minecraft. I don't want a hoverboard. I don't want things to make my life easier. I am a warrior. I am here to work. I am Mila Soto. I want to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Working out makes me feel very confident and makes me feel stronger. It makes me feel like I can do this, and I want you to try it. When I think about kids and I hear that they're on their iPads, they want to play video games, I just ask why? Why do they want to do this? Instead, they can be running around, they can be playing with their friends outside. Why not try something new?
Little Mila would come and watch me obstacle course race, and she would, my parents would bring her to the races, and she would run across the finish line with me. She did that at a few races. And she was always nagging me about, Dad, can I do a race? Can I do a race? She started hanging out here, which became her life, basically. She was here every day after school. And then after that, we just started training together and going to all the races together.
Mila's dad is the co-founder of Focus Movement Academy in Miami, a gym that provides fitness coaching and programming.
She wanted all of her play dates to be here. And after kids started coming here, it just developed into something that required coaching, and we now have a very elite kids fitness program.
Every day is a different course or a different workout to prepare ourselves for the next course, for a specific obstacle. And on the obstacle course day, it's kind of a competition, a challenge, as well as helping others and teamwork. It's a lot of teamwork.
She's here every day after school for about 3 hours, so she's put in like 18 hours a week worth of training, which I guess is probably as much as like a pro athlete.
Mila is breaking barriers and is proof positive that anything is possible.
When I was around 7 years old, I was in 2nd grade, and I was bullied by a girl and a boy. And they'd say nasty things about me, how I looked. I did push myself a lot harder when I was bullied. I came to the gym a lot, and my mindset kind of changed. I felt stronger, I felt fearless and more confident.
Mila's really inspirational because she tries really hard at everything that she does, and she always does the best that she can do, and that makes me want to push myself to do the best that I can do.
Mila's my inspiration because I've never tried an obstacle course race, and I heard of her through Instagram. A lot of kids just sit on the couch and watch TV and play on their iPads, and they just don't get out that much and be active.
Mila is a rising star in the world of extreme racing and the youngest person ever to complete an especially grueling 24-hour obstacle course race designed by a Navy SEAL.
She wanted to do a Battle Frog BFX, which was a 4-lap race. I had to break the news. There is no BFX race coming up. There's only a 24-hour race. So with this look of certainty, she's just like, well, you're a coach, just train me for the 24-hour race.
To complete a race, I feel very proud. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I get emotional, but I feel very proud, especially the BFX 24 race.
It was probably one of the most special things I've ever done. It was just being with my little kid for 24 hours, running through the woods, seeing her test herself and seeing her test herself mentally, because there were some gut check times in the middle of the night going across these obstacles where I could tell she was getting a little scared.
When I do race my dad, he's always like by my side, either taking pictures or videos or like giving me advice. And I don't know, I feel like really motivated and stronger and more confident and like I can do this.
I don't know too many kids and parents that have the dynamic relationship that we have, which is cool.
Everyone, get off the couch. Stop playing with your iPads, your phones, your computers. Just get off the couch, go outside, play in the playground, and enjoy yourself.
Throughout the show today, we've been hearing from some pretty incredible kids who have learned the importance of generosity and giving back. So what can we do to teach children from the get-go the power of gratitude and the value of volunteerism? Here to talk about how parents can inspire their kids to give is family therapist Dr. Jessica Leon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And I want to talk about kids as do-gooders and gratitude. I mean, they're two similar things. What's the difference and how do we decipher it?
Gratitude is the idea of being thankful and being happy with what you have. Before kids can even learn that task, they have to develop something called empathy, which is where they can put themselves in someone else's shoes and be able to identify feelings of others. When that happens, then they can have the thought processes about having that thankfulness in their life. And do-gooding is actually putting it into action, what they're thinking and actually putting it into place.
Is it something that you should show your kids?
So they can't just go ahead and explain to their children that this is what they want them to do, but they have to actually take on that do-gooder type lifestyle themselves as well. And so when that happens, it naturally becomes something these children are exposed to on a regular basis, and they see it as a part of life.
It's usually the parents. It's the apple not falling too far from the tree. I mean, is that really important for the parents really to get involved in what the kids want to do?
It's the role modeling. If a parent just says to do things, it's very different than when they're actually applying it in their life. A lot of times what you have is you have parents that just go through life and explaining what things should be like. You know, certainly I think that the long-term effect will be so much more lasting when you actually take part in the activities with your children. When you're doing things, you could even make it so cohesive as a family activity, but it also gives your children the ability for them to see that you're not just saying to do these things, that you're actually doing them too. And I believe it's so much more successful in the long term, so it's not just something that they're doing just to do. They're doing it because it's in their heart.
As long as you teach your children in the right way, in the right process.
Absolutely. Again, it goes back to the compassion and empathy. So the moment that we have the ability to feel what it's like for someone else, we can immediately do something about it.
Do you think it's ever too late to teach your kids something?
I'm so glad you asked that. It is never too late, no matter what age you are or what age a child is. It's definitely something that can be learned and taken on in a new way of understanding my lifestyle. I want to be able to be someone that leaves a legacy where I give back.
Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Jessica.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for those tips.
Thanks for having me.
For more information about Dr. Jessica and these great tips, go to therapisttogo.net, or you can always visit our website. Time now for All States They Say project.
They say that kids don't like to follow directions and listen, but I say that as being a team captain in urban initiatives, kids want to follow your examples and be a leader just like you. Be a leader just like you.
It doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are, what matters is what you're trying to do. And I know that everybody has dreams. Kids, they can do anything that they set their mind to. They are as powerful as an adult.
That's Elliot. Good job.
Just because you're younger than somebody doesn't mean that you don't have the same potential as them. Showing kids how to just have fun and just inspire them to do great things.
We've met some pretty inspirational kids today, like Jade, who's using her voice to elevate social justice through her blog, and Mila, a fierce competitor, inspiring young people that anything is possible. And it's not just limited to kids. Large corporations like Allstate are being inspired by these kids to make a difference, to be socially responsible and give back. So how are you making a difference? We want to hear from you. Log on to our website and let us know the change that you're making in your community. And please follow me at the Peace Fund and Peace Fund Radio, where every week you can hear more stories from those who are spearheading the issues affecting our kids. Thanks for joining me. I'm Adrian Paul. And until next time, live life forward.